Tonight, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Super Bowl 58.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on. The long fortnight of Super Bowl week is over, and away we go in Super Bowl 58. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. Under center will be the Southern California native standing at 6'4", Sam Darnold.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round 2 weeks ago. This has been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time, and he's going to do all he can to will them to a Super Bowl win.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down before he gets into enemy territory. No slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second and 2. McCaffrey on the toss right. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. There's trouble with tight end. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. I think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
He's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Let's go! Come on!
This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And well, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy that can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On second down, here's the option. Now, loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it is also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on a first down completion. On second down, McCaffrey. Oh, look at the juke. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Here's McCaffrey. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
13 yards remaining on second down. Darnold. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Open man is Anderson.
There you go. There you go.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scanning the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Darnold on first down. That will be brought down by the Colts.
Let's do it.
Darius Leonard. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. It can only do so much. On this play, he took him to the limits.
Darnold completes it. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Now Darnold. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect your offense, they affect your overall team, because now your defense has to make that stand out.
They go play action. Now Ellinger. Well, he's caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he gets all the way down to the 3-yard line. A big play there for Indy.
One of the first big plays we've seen in this football game, and could that be the play that gets this game jump-started? It's taken a while as both teams have tried to settle in. Maybe now the pace will accelerate.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Ellinger. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown. Sam Ellinger. 30 yards. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off, too.
And y'all can hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. But even in the passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Zerline connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Here's Smith to return it. And able to get this out to the 25.
Good job, good job.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And the Colts pick it up. His guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is,
and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
a lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. He slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 41 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Second quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On first down, Darnold. It's Wilson. Inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against him a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Caught by Trimble. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 2 yards left on second down from the 9. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Darnold to throw again. And this is going to be caught at the so it's incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
His kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units were able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Oh, yeah!
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. Gallagher to throw on first down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Ellinger throwing for his running back. He's got it complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. First down, it's Ellinger. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. A gain of 6 there on first. Looking to throw again on second down. Ellinger. Catch is made by Harry. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw out for the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. It's been a tremendous season of football, but it's not over yet. One half remains to decide who will stand on the podium with the Vince Lombardi Trophy. And to call the second half, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Right now, let's go, baby!
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting up.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard. I would guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise. And it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. After the sack on first down, Ellinger looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for Indy. One of the good things about throwing it in his direction, he usually has the size advantage on those two-man catches.
And what I like about his game is that he carries himself at his full height. He understands it's an advantage and uses it at every opportunity.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Ellinger to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
76 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. 2nd and 7. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Back to throw, Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. That's complete out right to the tight end, Tremble. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 5. Here's Darnold. Spinning away. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they get this down to the 10.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. To throw is Darnold. The quick slant caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they had planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4. Here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the left hash, a chip shot here. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And this is going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So this defense, Charles, quite a performance. Not working on a shutout, but they have still yet to give up a touchdown as they come up with the interception there.
Well, we've seen this from them before because you can move the ball out through the middle of the field, but once you get into the red zone, that's where they really clamp down. They come up with the interception there, but you know about this crew. They're playing modern defense, taking care of the red zone 3rd downs and getting after the quarterback.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
It's similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Ellinger. Rolling to his right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw is Ellinger. Able to slither by. He lost the football. guys down on the field, alerting everyone to the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on him.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
On play action, Ellinger. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. Touchdown. N'Keal Harry, 44 yards. And the Colts are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Zerline now for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing.
He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble and that caught him in trouble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Darnold trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive? Right? They thought they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's Ellinger. Out to his left. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Sam Ellinger. His 2nd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Colts are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That'll be taken in by Anderson. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Kelly Willis. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. And a gain of 3 to the 33.
Well, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
No, not today.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. They'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman, 30 yards. And the Colts are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, sings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Darnold now to throw. Tipped and it's incomplete. Good hands there defensively. That's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Darnold. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. Darnold on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And quick throw here, that's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. And he's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 17-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 7. And this is going to be caught. So the offensive final score not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Just a formality now, but here's the extra point. And it's good, but it's also of little consequences. This game is over. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in Indianapolis. The Colts are the Super Bowl champs. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs, the Super Bowl champion underneath it.
Super Bowl champs, the Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.
Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Thursday.
We're far around the corner. Football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. The Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a product of the University of Texas, their quarterback, Sam Ehlinger.
When his name comes up, the first word that goes along with it, winner. One of the winningest quarterbacks in the University of Texas history. He may have been a late-round draft pick. People may question his arm strength, but one thing you don't question, his leadership and his competitiveness. Trusted as a captain at Texas and a great voice in the locker room, no matter what.
And guys, one, complete. He just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game.
One point, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season.
Strip that ball.
That's right, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bring it up second down and a bit farther.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. 43 is the mark.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is third and goal. Now this time he'll look to throw. On the move to his right. He'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Sam Ehlinger, a 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Colts are on the board here first in the season opener. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
This could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section where the columnist write possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Second and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Cox. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they do.
Well, he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down. Looking to throw. Cox. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 19. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now a handoff here to his running back. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Cox. A quick slant to Hill. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
He had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he steps away. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 7-7, our score after run. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. It's touchdown. N'Keal Harry taken the lead. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch the field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Zerline now for the PAT. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7 as they come up 1st and 10. Time to the tailback. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Cuts over the middle and complete to Ronald. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
They should put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Cox uncorks one for Davis. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. It's a big play there for Miami.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago. He starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
It certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Sanders on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drive, 4 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll roll him out right. They juked him. Once more the juke. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. A high throw there as this is knocked away. Down to the ground and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the air. It's Ellinger. Rolling to his right. He can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Christian Wilkins showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses happen their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now back to throw. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Miami's offense set and ready to go. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And the pass is taken in by Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run on 1st down. It's Woods. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here in Week 1. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. It's Waddle complete. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Play action. Cox sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. In the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Cox trying to lay one up deep. This is intercepted. Picked up inside the 10. And return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. I see the analysis is trending as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Ellinger. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line. They'll throw now on the final play. Catch is made by Harry. And they work this right outfield across the 45. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. Guys, we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good to get another season underway. We'll get back to you guys for the second half of the season opener. But first, let's take a look at what's still to come here in the opening weekend of the NFL season. We'll start in the early window and begin up in Minneapolis. A tough one for the homestanding Vikings, as that promises to be a tight one. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And lastly, we'll be tuned in on Sunday night for what should be an entertaining one between the Las Vegas Raiders and what equates to be a very tough opponent. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. On 3rd down, it's Woods. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
49, 49, guys. Mike.
And they'll decide to keep this once more. And no time to pitch it, and down he goes. And it's in the end zone. That's going to be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. And they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cox. Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Don't give him nothing. Don't give him nothing.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Cox. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down now. It's Woods. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 40 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Cox on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. 7 yards the pickup there. To throw is Cox. To throw on 2nd down. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. First catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On 1st down, it's Woods. Evades him at the 10. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. Waiting for the gun. Cox. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins head on to their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes this a 9-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
That's a great way to score some points.
And they will take it down, but not before they work it across midfield. One quarter remains here on this Thursday night.